take your business to the next level. Today's topic with Donna Miller. We're back with the journey of an entrepreneur. I hope that you take a notebook because this information is key to how to take your business to the next level. What are the behaviors? What are the business plan? There's so much to talk about, but I want you to know who Donna is. Donna, tell me a little bit about you.
Oh, Esther, thank you so much for having me here on Journey of an Entrepreneur, which is something you and I know a little bit about. So I am president and founder of C3 Workplace, and for the last 20 plus years, we have been helping companies, probably about 2,000 of them at this point, to start and grow, and we do that by providing office and meeting space, all kinds of back office support, and educational programs. So I'm thrilled to be here on this very important topic of taking your business to the next level.
Donna has been a great influencer in my life. We have talked about business many times. We sit with Anna Masker, which you met a couple of weeks ago, and we chat. We're three businesswomen that talk about how to grow our business, and we get great information from each other. So I'm very excited to have her today. And we want to go right in some of the things that you need to do when you are starting a business and getting to the next level. How do you make more money, which is what everybody wants to do, right? Everybody wants to earn more money.
And I think it's not only about earning more, but I think it's also about having a life. And you know, how do you grow a business that maybe someday will actually run itself while you have a life. And those of you who know me know I regularly blog from remote beaches, and so I speak from experience.
Yes.
So Esther, when we talk about taking your business to the next level, in these 10 or 15 minutes, we're just going to touch on a few things, but I know I speak for Esther and myself to say we are both available to answer additional questions beyond this segment. And also, if you have questions, you can type them into the comments section. And if you do type a question in the spirit of networking, which we'll talk about in a little bit, make sure you include a link to your website, because this is another form of networking. So, taking your business to the next level. I really believe it starts with knowing your audience and finding the right audience. Sometimes business owners come to me and they're thinking about starting a business, and they've got a great idea and they've got tons of passion, and that's really important, but you may not be able to take that to the bank.
That is true.
So we encourage startups and business owners to get really clear on who their target market is, so that they can have the most compelling offer for the right target market. It's better to be a big fish in a little pond than to try to be all things to all people. And I know anyone can relate to trying to be all things to all people really doesn't work anywhere in life. And trust me, it's expensive in business and it doesn't really work. So Esther, I know you subscribe to this theory. Talk to our audience a little bit about how you've identified your best target audience.
Well, I have an advantage. I have a history of 18 years, and throughout those years we've been able to monitor who works, what is the ideal client, what lifestyle they have, where do they live, what income bracket, who stays with us longer, what type of policies they purchase from us. And by monitoring that, I'm able to then create a plan on how to market to that specifically so that I can get more of the client that I service the best, with the best price, the best programs, and very efficiently. And that is key. And I know when you're starting it's hard, but pay attention, start to monitor who is the ideal client that makes you money.
Right.
And you can service properly. Remember, service is important.
Yes. And so even if you're just starting out, you might even have a little bit of an advantage, because you're going to track this information as you go along. So it's not going to feel like a big project to go back and say, hey, who were my last 100 clients?
Right.
So at C3 Workplace, we have a tool called the Client Analysis Sheet, and we'd be happy to share that with you so you can track this data going forward. But as Esther said, once you figure out who your audience is, then you have to come up with your business plan.
Oh.
And to me, that's about the marketing activities that you're going to do to drive the results that you need. Now, the truth is, again, same theory, the more you try to do, the less of a return you're going to get on each activity. So when we teach the Earn More program, and that's for both startups and ongoing businesses, we talk about 4. Think about what are the 4 activities that you can do that will kind of play off of each other and drive your business forward. So Esther, for you, what are some of the core activities that you do to drive business forward, other than, of course, video and social media marketing, which we're both doing right now, and you should too.
Absolutely. So social media it's now the hottest thing. It's the #1 thing. I do speaking engagement. I'll be speaking on the 25th myself with an organization. It's RSMG, and I'll post that here in the Meadowlands. So speaking engagements, networking, incentivizing word of mouth, building relationship with others that can refer you naturally. These are the things that I do constantly. This is not, hey, I do it once a week and it's over. It's a behavior that I do constantly in order to generate attraction, right? For it to work. Otherwise, and I follow up. Follow up, people. You'll get a whole bunch of business cards and you never send out an email. You don't send a text. You don't send a note. And so a business card without any follow-up is just a piece of paper, honey. So.
Yes, it is. It is all about the follow-up. And I want to come to a question that I see here, which is, are there data analytic programs that help identifying clients? Great question. Like anything else, I mean, I have things that I know that I use, and I would encourage you to ask that question and Google it. We use CRM, Customer Relationship Management Software. We happen to use something called Zoho, but it allows us to track all these elements so that we can then analyze where our clients are coming from.
In our industry, we also have a program that's like CRM. It's an agency management program, and it already incorporates all of those information that we can analyze so that we can see who is our ideal client, who's staying with us, how much money are we making, are they worth our time, are they service oriented, etc., etc. So it's important to have your CRM, some kind of program that manages your clients.
And that's a great question. And the other amazing resource is, if you don't have a library card, it sounds old school, but I'm telling you, get a library card and go to your library, because if you want data, they have data.
Oh.
They have databases to search that you just wouldn't believe. So if you find out, that you need to reach couples at a certain age, at a certain income level, there's data that you can search, and it's all free at the public library.
That's true.
And so that's a really great resource, and we hope that helps you, Jason. So we've gotten clear in these 10 minutes, on your right audience. We've talked about some of the behaviors that you should do, and you talked about networking, you talked about follow-up. I think that's really important. The other thing that I always talk to business owners about doing, whether they're starting up or they're ongoing, is creating strategic partnerships.
Yes.
Esther and I, this is a strategic partnership.
Yes.
Esther and I fully believe that a rising tide lifts all boats. Find people who believe what you believe and go after the same market together. The reality is there's a lot of independents and startups out there, and you will get farther by combining your resources than by trying to go it all alone.
Right.
You're going to do some things on your own, but strategic partnerships are really important to earning more. And the C3 in C3 Workplace stands for Connect, Collaborate, Community. We've made that the how of what we do, and it's been very successful for us. Now, you've gotten clear on audience, you've gotten clear on activities. The last piece of it is really, do you have the personality traits to create this? I like to call it a behavior plan. It's kind of a cookbook. It's a recipe. What are you going to do to create the results you want? So can you create the cookbook, and are you going to hold yourself accountable?
Accountability.
So talk to us a little bit, Esther. You've been at this for a few years. How do you hold yourself accountable to doing the behavior that you have to do to earn more?
First, I am very determined. I am going to make
it. Determined, I don't believe it.
So I am love and very hungry in servicing my clients better and better each time. So I'm always looking for ways to learn. But I do have an assistant who we go through it at the end of the week, and we say, okay, what's next week's stuff that we have to do? And then we go create a checklist, and she's like, Esther, make sure you get this done, or don't forget this. And so I do have someone that, reminds us old lady the things that so she doesn't forget. Even though you have all the desire, you have to have someone or a list or something that reminds you, even your calendar that pops up and say, make sure that you schedule a networking and make sure that you do these things that you need to do in order to get it done.
The way we do it is we encourage people. I always say if something is in your head, it's an idea. Once you put it on paper, it becomes a plan. So I want you to create a plan. What are the activities you're going to do? And then I want you to turn them into what's called SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So in other words,
fantastic.
If you decide that networking is part of your behavior for your startup or your business, how many times per month are you going to network? And you know what's even more important to me? I don't care how many times you're going to network. I want you to set a goal for every event you go to that you're going to come out with 2 to 3 people that you feel are a good use of your time to have one-to-one follow-up calls with. So create that behavior plan, write it down, and hold yourself accountable to it. One of the ways I hold myself accountable to my behavior plan, and trust me, I now have a team of 12 people. I operate out of 4 locations, but I still have my own behavior plan. Every Sunday night, I look at my calendar, and I put everything on my calendar. Because I'm a visual person, and if I don't put it on my calendar, I very easily will overcommit myself.
Yes.
And we talk about networking. I always say to people, you'll put the networking event on your calendar. You might even put the travel time on your calendar. But I'd like to encourage you to put prep time so that you can research who are the speakers at that networking event. That's who you want to connect with.
Yes.
And like Esther said, you have to put time on your calendar to make the follow-up. Because if you don't do the follow-up, you might as well stay home. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we have a question here. What are the best methods to nurture those networking relationships? Well, great question.
Great question, Jason.
And that's probably an entire
topic.
Other segment. But what I will say is I will loop back to what we were talking about. Get a CRM system. Make sure you are entering all of those names into a CRM system. We incorporate touch points. So that's how you nurture. You create touch points.
Yes.
It is said that it takes 7 to 10 touch points to take a person to the next step.
Right.
Sorry. It'll take 7 to 10 touch points to take a person to the next action point. So that might be email marketing. It might be social media marketing. It might be, how about this? What if you do one-to-one meetings with people and you send them a handwritten note?
Yes, that is huge. I just order a whole stack of cards that have my picture with my contact information. And as soon as I walk out of a networking event, my plan is to put the person's name and hit on something that I talked about with them. I really loved your story about blah, 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 blah. Let's meet. And I send them the card by mail and then follow up by email, then follow up by a phone call. Put them on my email blast so they can know. The more the person hears about you, they feel like they know you. How we're so connected to actors. We don't know them, but we feel connected. We feel like we know them because they're always on a show and a TV and whatever. And so that's what you have to do.
Yeah, networking is a great tool, but I think you have to be strategic and you have to be smart about it. And if you're not going to play the long game, you're not going to go to a networking event, exchange cards, and get business. Well, it may happen, but that's not how it's going to go most of the time.
That's rare.
So I want to encourage you to look at your target audience, your activities, and your behavior and accountability in playing for the long game. Now, speaking of networking, I'd like to tell our audience a little bit about our Small Business Week celebration.
This is the best part. So Donna hosts annually this small week for small business owners, and if you have the opportunity, please register. Her website is on it, and she's going to expand on what they do there.
So this will be our 5th annual Small Business Week celebration, and I used to say it takes a small army to pull this event off, but it actually takes a large army to pull this event off. But it's part of our behavior. It's what we do once a year. This year it is May 2nd at the Park Avenue Club in Florham Park. Our topic is taking your business to the next level.
Oh,
So we will have a fantastic keynote presentation by Laura Berman Fortgang, who's been on Oprah, CNN. She's amazing. She's going to talk about who you have to be. Then we have a panel of 3 business owners who represent tens of millions of dollars, and we're going to talk about what you have to do. So join me and 200 of my closest friends on May 2nd, including Esther. You can register on our website. And why don't we give the audience a coupon code, which will be...
We'll post it.
We will post a coupon so that you can get $10 off if you register by Friday. Esther, it's always great to collaborate with you. I hope that your audience got a little bit of insight on how they might take their business to the next level. And Esther is amazing. If you are looking for insurance, she is your go-to person.
Thank you. Donna, I love the information. I hope that you took advantage of it. Make sure that you write it down, that the whole SMART thing is perfect. It is ideal to build a plan to get you to the next level. If you create these behaviors and you make them part of your life, I will guarantee you, and Donna and I have experienced this, we both have taken our business from an entry level to the next level. Our businesses are much more mature today. It runs on their own. It doesn't mean that we don't work. We work. But we can go on vacations. We can have a life. And our businesses can run because we created infrastructure. Next week we'll continue talking about how to build that infrastructure. And please don't forget to sign up for May 2nd. If you're a small business owner, if you're a seasoned business owner, this is an opportunity to not only network, but really get some key information. Sometimes we just need to hear it again and get excited again about what we're doing.
And it's even great for people who are thinking about starting businesses because you'll really hear some do's and don'ts and things that might help you to make your decision one way or the other. You know, entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. There's lots of people there, including Esther and myself, who would be happy to help you along in your journey.
So have a fantastic day. Any questions, please still pop them up. We'll answer them.
And you can reach me by email at donna@c3workplace.com if I missed any of your questions.
Absolutely. So make sure we're going to put this information in so that you can get in and communicate with Donna, communicate with me. I hope that you had a great day. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you soon. And if you like and you share it, please do so. Take care.
Thank you.
Ciao.